DeWanna Bonner is no longer with the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever had indeed waived DeWanna Bonner.
She was out for the game against the Seattle Storm. She was out for 4 previous games.
There was something else going on. This didn't seem like something where there was maybe something going on with her family. It didn't seem like she was sick or injured. She just simply stepped away from the team.
Imagine signing with a championship contender only to be gone before the season even heats up. That's exactly the whirlwind saga that unfolded when veteran Dana Bonner joined the Indiana Fever amid thunderous fanfare, only to vanish without explanation and exit the roster in a matter of weeks. In this video, we'll unpack every twist and turn, from the hero's welcome she received to the mysterious benching, the rumor mill that went into overdrive, and the abrupt move that freed up cap space for the Fever. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see why this dramatic exit might just be the best thing that ever happened to Indiana's title hopes.
It was reported last night that DeWanna Bonner had no intentions on returning to the Indiana Fever. Just a couple days ago, Coach Stephanie White was saying that she was in contact with DB and that they were just taking it day by day. Next day, when she was once again asked about DB, she said, well, we haven't really been in conversation that much.
When Dana Bonner inked her deal with the Indiana Fever, she arrived carrying a legacy few players can match: 2 WNBA championships, multiple All-Star appearances, and a reputation as the ultimate team-first leader. At 37, many expected her production to dip. What mattered most was her locker room presence. Fever fans took to her immediately. Jerseys bearing Bonner 24 flew off the shelves. Social media channels buzzed with "Welcome DB" posts, and chants of "Bring home the ring" echoed through Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Even Caitlin Clark, the 23-year-old phenom already shouldering a franchise's hopes, declared in camp interviews, "I want to win a championship for DB. She deserves it." It felt like the perfect marriage. Clark's youthful fire met Bonner's seasoned calm. Local pundits painted a rosy picture of veteran leadership lifting a talented but inexperienced core. Season previews touted Indiana as a dark horse title threat, and analysts speculated that pairing Clark's electric scoring with Bonner's savvy could propel the Fever deep into the playoffs. But as the temperature in Indy climbed, so did the pressure on Dana to perform at her previous peak, and that pressure would prove pivotal.
In Game 2, all signs pointed to a fairy tale beginning. Dana poured in 18 points, drilled a step-back jumper to vault into the Fever's top 5 all-time scoring list, and orchestrated 3 assists with her trademark court vision. Fans roared, commentators gushed. Yet by Game 5, the plot had twisted. Bonner's scoring average plummeted to 7 points per game, barely half of last season's output. Her once reliable mid-range game looked flat, and turnovers crept into her stat line. Rumors began circulating that the system didn't play to her strengths. Some speculated she struggled adjusting to Coach Stephanie White's schemes. Others pointed to a heavier travel schedule or lingering minor nagging pains. Dana's public demeanor remained upbeat. She praised her teammates, vowed to find my rhythm, and stressed trust in the coaching staff. But underneath, the form slump gnawed at her confidence. Social media threads that once celebrated her arrival subtly shifted tone. What's wrong with DB? And she looks off. When a veteran of Bonner's stature starts to fade, the questions multiply fast. Was it a simple cold streak or a deeper misfit between player and franchise?
Then, in Game 9, the shocker. Bonner was missing from the active roster, sidelined for personal reasons. No injury designation, no clarity, just 5 consecutive games with 0 updates. Fever Nation held its collective breath, flooding official channels with "Hope DB is okay" messages. Meanwhile, local beat writers tweeted that Dana had flown home for undisclosed family matters. Others murmured about off-court stress. Yet, no firm timeline emerged. Even when Coach White was pressed, "Day to day," she repeated, and Dana's agent declined to comment. In pro sports, silence is deafening. Fans conjured scenarios ranging from a private health scare to internal friction. Every late-night airport sighting fueled speculation. Was Dana avoiding the media? Or perhaps rethinking her commitment? Supporters who'd once donned her jersey for life now wondered if they'd ever see her on the court again. The void her absence created wasn't just statistical, it was emotional. The energy in Gainbridge Fieldhouse shifted from confident hum to hushed uncertainty. And that uncertainty is often more toxic than a string of losses.
As the calendar pages turned, quiet rumors crescendoed into headlines. Some fans reported that Dana had scrubbed all Fever photos from her Instagram, sparking whispers of a breakup. An unconfirmed post suggested her banner at Gainbridge was quietly taken down. When reporters sought answers, Coach White offered only boilerplate support messages. Dana's representatives remained mum. In sports, no comment is as good as a confession. Social media detectives dug deeper. Was there a falling out with the front office? Did she bristle at being asked to mentor from the bench rather than star? Inside sources told Front Office Sports that Dana had zero interest in returning and was eyeing a reunion in Phoenix or a fresh start in Atlanta. These weren't clickbait blogs. They were multiple credible outlets. And silence from both team and player? That silence spoke louder than any statement. It's rare to see a veteran of her resume vanish mid-season, one insider remarked. When silence fills the void, rumors become reality. Meanwhile, feverish Reddit threads and X timelines buzzed with fan theories. Paid disputes, clashes with coaching staff, were the simple truth that Dana didn't feel she fit. Whatever the catalyst, the narrative had shifted, from team leader to mystery defector.
And then it was official. The Fever waived Dana Bonner, clearing her $200,000 salary off the books. The move landed barely 24 hours after reports of her request to be released. There was no grand farewell, no heartfelt goodbye on her social channels, just a terse team announcement. Fans watched live as the waived tag popped up, feeling both vindicated and betrayed. Vindicated because the cloud of uncertainty had lifted. Betrayed because the player they celebrated turned out to be the architect of her own exit. Multiple sources confirmed that getting benched for younger guards had wounded her pride. Instead of embracing a mentoring role, they say she opted out. One front office official admitted, "We lost control of the narrative. Waiving her was our only leverage." It stung. Dana had promised to be the glue for Caitlin Clark's rookie journey, and instead, the glue dissolved. The abrupt nature of the exit sent shockwaves. How would Clark respond? Could the Fever reclaim their early season cohesion? For Fever Nation, it felt like a breakup text, cold, impersonal, and leaving more questions than answers.
The immediate fallout landed squarely on Caitlin Clark. Suddenly bereft of her veteran confidant, Clark's performance wavered. Shooting slumps, errant passes, and a visible tightening in her usually electric play. In back-to-back games, she posted only 6 points, then 8, and the press began probing if Clark was feeling the pressure of the feverish spotlight alone. "She looked off," remarked one analyst. "It's like she lost her safety net." Beyond Clark, the Fever's identity crisis deepened. Without Dana's stabilizing presence, fringe role players were thrust into larger minutes, and rotations became a patchwork of trial and error. Coach Stephanie White admitted in a press conference, "We're adjusting on the fly," but admitted adjustments can only go so far when team chemistry unravels. Opponents smelled blood. The Liberty, sensing weakness, pounded Indiana on the boards, while the Storm exploited mismatches in the backcourt. Losses piled up, and Gainbridge's atmosphere turned frosty. Fans who once cheered now groaned, chanting "Fix it" and "Where's the plan?" The media, sensing a story, whipped the narrative into a frenzy. Questions of cap management, roster fit, and whether the Fever had overhyped their title chances. In that vacuum, negative headlines fed on themselves, making each subsequent loss feel heavier.
Yet, in every storm lies a silver lining. Waiving Bonner freed up valuable cap space the Fever could deploy to address glaring needs. Within days, Indiana moved to reacquire former guard Anari McDonald, whose lightning-quick penetration and defensive tenacity instantly lifted the team's pace. McDonald's first game back saw her tally 12 points, 8 assists, and a game-changing steal that sent Gainbridge into a frenzy once more.
Meanwhile, Natasha Howard and Sydney Colson, two seasoned veterans, stepped up to steady the locker room, ensuring young players still had mentors to lean on. Rumors suggest Indiana is also weighing a late-season signing of a high-energy wing, someone who can fill the void left in the front court and boost perimeter defense. Whether it's a rookie hungry for minutes or a savvy vet looking for redemption, the open roster spot now represents possibility rather than regret. Off the court, the front office's decisive moves have sent a message: commitment to the culture matters more than a big name. Fans have responded positively. Attendance ticked up, and social media sentiment shifted from anger to cautious optimism. There's a renewed sense of us against the world as indie bandwagoners and diehards alike rally behind Clark and the retooled supporting cast.
From the hero's welcome to the abrupt exit, Dana Bonner's whirlwind stint in Indiana exposed the fragility of star-driven narratives. Yet the Fever's willingness to cut ties and quickly pivot may prove the franchise's most strategic move of the season. They've reclaimed cap space, reignited the locker room with McDonald's return, and underscored that no player is bigger than the team. Now it falls to Caitlin Clark and the reshaped roster to forge a new identity defined by resilience, adaptability, and collective buy-in. The message is clear: if you don't fit, you don't stay. Fever Nation, buckle up. This roller coaster ride is far from over, and the title chase resumes with renewed clarity. What do you think this crossroads means for Indy's championship hosts? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going.